Let me try on this camera. It's not as easy as it has been because the camera is on iPhone and I need to look at this direction, not this direction. So I cannot talk to myself. But anyway, number one, the story of this using iPhone is invention in a way, or improvement. So that I have this problem of two computers. And if I have to use two of them, one of them is old one, and it takes so much time. So I found that the iPhone is much quicker to do the recording, except I have to use this just video recording. And I have tested, and actually I'm still testing if it's going to work, but it seems like it's possible. So that circumvent certain issues that I have. I have a slow internet, two computer, one old, one new, and the new one has a deficiency, even though it was like I bought 6 months ago. The old one is slow. So this is a new idea. So related to this, I talked about this for a reason. If there's a pinch, there's a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And 急に接すれば通ず。急ずれば通ず。There's a Japanese expression. Maybe my Japanese is not good at all. 急すれば means when you are in trouble, you find a way. So I think I posted the video and previously even about the koan of the thief and teaching the son how to learn to be a good thief. So in that case, he figured out how to go through it. And that is creative idea. That's one. On this one, what I want to share is that you have skills to solve certain problems, not all the problems. So you have different skills, like different models to deal with it. The most fundamental model that I see is important is to connect to the heart, and the heart to solve the problem. But for the use of the shallow mind, the usual brain, we don't need to connect to the heart. Just processes in here. But we need to every now and then clarify what we do makes sense. And especially when we have difficult problem, you have to go deeper into the samadhi to find the compassion and wisdom. Compassion and or wisdom. So that's the main story, but that's not the whole of it, because like this case of the computer usage and all the troubles, it's a little annoying and suffering. So how to use the brain is the question. So here's the hypothesis, and I believe this is going to work, is there's what's called the linear programming. I think that they still use the word. It's optimization model. Which item to choose to get the most out of it. So that's one model. We have to do that so that you don't push the wrong button to achieve something important to live your life. So living life is a continuous process. So we have to keep making the right judgment to prioritize what's important and what's not. So it's an obvious situation. So like in the case of the life profile idea I had, there are 6 items, and one of the most important ones, be sincere and truthful, or living truthfully, and their work, hobby, relationship, health, and finance. But depending upon the situation, you put different emphasis. Priority will be different. But that's just a typical, process. That's also related to linear programming, to find the most important thing at the time, to focus on it. So I measure it and prioritize it, and I do that. But we have to do this continuously to live life, not every 3 months or so. So in the short term, there are problems like this computer issues that pops up, and I could solve it. But it was painful because it was annoying. I paid money, it's not working. Old computer, I brought it because of possible danger, redundancy reason, and it works, but it's slow. And the internet is slow in New Zealand, at least at my place. So I have to figure out, and I came up with the final solution like I was talking about. So it's like a middle way. We have to be always on top of it to live life. Keep on solving the problem. And if there's annoyance, but if the issue that is related to annoyance is important, like this YouTube situation, I need to crack into it instead of giving up. So that was the point I mentioned in the other video. There's, existential crisis that I felt like having. Why do I spend so much time on the internet and YouTube instead of walking around the beach and stuff like that? But I reorganized my thinking. So that was a momentary feeling as if I want to go to the beach, or it could be just drinking or do the drug for some people. But that's too premature and not quite right. So I stayed quiet and go down, connecting to the heart, and came up with a solution. This is what I really want to do. And with that, I'm still having the problem with the computer because of the importance of it, that I reassure to myself this is what to do. Then I put more energy. And for some reason, things start to happen. And that's the chronology. There are a few videos I produced, maybe 2 or 3 of them already, maybe 2, pointing that we can handle it. If it's important, we'll do it. And life is a continuous process of problem solving, and if it's important, we crack into it. So I believe I found the solution. So in summary, I don't know if you understand, but have a deep desire of how you want to live. Have the sense of samadhi connected to the heart, solve the problem. So it's very important, number 1. Number 2, related to the middle way, life move on, and I'm in New Zealand, I go to Japan. Each situation has different protocol to live, and here it's computer is problem, and will be problem in Japan too. But hopefully, I don't remember the internet connection there. I think it's better. So environment would produce different setting for me to react, and I cannot be just kicked around, but I will be kicked around because I choose to live like that. And on top of it, some unknown situation can happen, like not catching ill. I'm joking a little bit. So, orchestration, navigation of life, it's all these issues, situation change, dynamic manner, but make sure you understand the perspective, you understand the models or the idea or the skills that we have. Like if a different problem exists, there are different approaches to make. And that's what I mentioned, that I realized that when I wrote the first book, New Manufacturing Challenge, it was a technique. And it's a powerful technique, specific technique as a model that I can use. So there are those different models that I would pull, and then on the basis, the center of all of this, grounded level of being with heart, then you can orchestrate better. So at the end, what should happen if it works is that I do everything in this limited time of my life And when I die, I use the models of different ones developed and useful, worked along the way. And when I finish, old model's going to be dying. And one of the models is how to take care of myself health-wise. And I'm working on different ways to use the AI. So I'm going to talk more about it elsewhere, but different models again. So it's kind of like a juggling. Is that the word? Juggling the balls up in the air that you have to do if you want to be maximum utilizing of your talent and be able to live in a turbulent situation and still happy and live long, take care of your body, being able to use different models. And I think I'm doing it, not to the point of being the master, but I figured out how to do it. So this video is essentially to point the image of the model and practice it. Again, it's about PDCA and Shira Samaripanya and the middle way, and also connecting to like a linear programming kind of thing, different skills, different models, and appropriately use those models depending upon the situation, which is my book 1 and book 2, New Manufacturing Challenge and Shop Floor Management, and more detailed tools within it, like a process control tools and the inventory controls and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into detail, but basically, to perform what we really want as mission in life, use the brain, listen to your heart, we have to combine those skills and process it. So that's the bottom line of it. But again, and to say it lastly, I believe the foundation of this is the connection to the heart and the Zenkigen, fully utilizing the talent. So if you don't get it, or if you understand it, please give me a comment. I think I'll be pounding on it to make sure that I'll be on track and keep on learning and acting upon depending on the needs. If there's a need, there's a way to address the need. And in this dynamic, turbulent world, that's what we need. And we need to have a good spirit and energy level, monitoring that to run this machine well, living machine well, and make the most of it. Zenkigen, total utilization of talent. And when I'm dying, everything should break down at the same time. But of course, it's not going to happen. Everything is impermanent. You know, my kidney or some organ may go first. But that's another story that I want to talk about. But basically, principle way of addressing and living is what we're talking about. And I hope it's interesting for you to have fun. Not make it to feel complex and feeling defeated. You know, it's the same as the existential problem. We have to be able to go through that. We want to go through that. So it's a spirit. There's a way. That's the main point of this. Let's work on it together. Thank you.